Hi everyone, welcome back to Cloud9 Intuitive. My name is Janine and I'm here to do a general message for my fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node. Keep in mind this won't resonate with every fire sign because this is a general reading, but if you would like to book a personal reading with me, I do have a very small number of appointments that will be available for the first couple weeks of July. And also keep in mind that these openings are going to be the last ones at my current prices. The price will go up except for the readings for my Patreon subscribers. Those prices will stay the same. So if you're not already subscribed to Patreon, please join us over there. One of the perks of being a patron, in addition to all of the other readings that I do over there, is that you get a discounted personal reading. So all that said, let's go ahead and dive into this general message from my fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Make sure you check all of your placements because there might be a message there for you in each of those readings. Okay, so let's just see what we've got here. I'm going to start off with Oracle, and then we'll lean in with some tarot. So let's see. Can I have 3 cards for my fire signs, please? I've never seen this card before, but it's very fiery. Okay. Wow, look at all this fire. Okay, so this is definitely the fire sign reading. You've got Rhinoceros, Moderation, and Fury, Bushfires. So those 2 came out. Look at all the fire. And then you have Cave, Protection. So, for some of you, you need to strike a balance between, like, it's almost like you recognize, like, all right, like, I have the potential, like, there's a real potential here for me to, like, go off on someone or something, or, like, get really frustrated, really angry, really upset, and burn the whole shit down. There's, like, that potential is there, and the other side of that is, like, so let me hide away, and you're being asked to find, like, a middle ground to, like, not sort of like try to dull your passion. We'll call it we're going to call this passion, although it feels a lot like anger. Anger, it feels like anger that's possibly caused to you by disappointment. How do you transmute that energy? And not just hide away and sort of stuff it down and pretend like it's not happening, but, like, utilize it in a way that you can make it productive. That's what I'm getting here. So there's a way to sort of temper it so that you don't, like, so that you don't burn yourself in the process of trying to burn down a situation or end a situation, because this is like you also burn, like, this is you burning your own house. This is you like trashing your own house to prove a point to somebody else. It's not that's not the move. What you want to do is take that emotion that you're feeling, and how can you utilize it in order to create something new, right? But then also at the same time, like, not just, like, try to swallow it, because especially if there's somebody else involved, and you're like, well, I don't want to say anything. That's gonna come back up to bite you in the butt later. So it's like, you know what? Figuring out how you can express yourself in a way that feels productive. And not destructive, because you have the potential here to, like, say something that'll, like, end it all is what they're giving me. Important numbers here: the 5th, the 10th, the 17th, the 8th. 5 to 10 weeks from now could be very important as well. Yeah, you might do something now. Like, if you do something now that, like, thank you. They said don't make permanent decisions on temporary emotions, but you might do something now that you regret, you sorely regret later. So try to just be more careful, think long term. And you might regret not addressing something in the moment. Like you might regret, I'm not saying not to address the thing, but I'm saying think about how you want to address the thing first. Think about the consequences of the way that you address the thing before you address it. Some of you might be in Australian, I don't know, something about Australia here, something about, I'm getting Australia, I'm also getting like India, so you could be Australian, you could be from India, that could be your heritage, your lineage. Some of you, it's like you are in protective mode of something that you've been creating, and someone is like getting dangerously close to affecting whatever it is that you've been trying to sort of create privately, and you're gonna you could potentially like lash out at that energy that's threatening your creation. Yeah. Like mama bear energy. Here, the Empress card is here flipped up in the deck. Mama bear energy. You don't have to be a mother in order to have mama bear energy. Just like you want to be really protective of whatever it is that you're creating. Especially if somebody has been dishonest to you about what they could do for you or what they were going to do for you. There's somebody here that's been dishonest here. You have the Seven of Swords here. Could be an Aquarius with this King of Swords here, Aquarius energy, and then the Three of Swords. Very disappointing. Very disappointing. Somebody's been very disappointing, and it's pissing you off. Is what I'm saying. It's like somebody like went behind your back about something. You could have been like steadily trying to build and grow something, and somebody went behind your back and sabotaged it. This could be too like somebody might have filed papers behind your back. Like you might be getting served here soon for some of you fire signs. I don't know what that's all about. Or like somebody might have like entered some sort of contract behind your back that affects your creation or what you're trying to do. The Devil card at the bottom of the deck, yeah. Somebody might have tried to like bind you into some sort of contract or something. This has to do with this could have to do with money. They said playing with my money is like playing with my emotions. So I'm getting here Aquarius energy again. Somebody's playing a game. Somebody's playing a game. If it's not money, it's like maybe you offered somebody something that you thought was valuable. You may have offered someone something that you felt was valuable, and they played with it. And this is why fire sign, you have boundaries up in the first place. Is because you don't like in the past, like you've been like sort of wary of like entering into contracts with people, of like connecting what you do with anyone else. You know what I mean? Even like getting into relationships with them, like you've just been wary of it. Because you like most things you have felt have been too good to be true. You felt like most things have been too good to be true. And now it's like somebody is proving you right. Like you're like, damn it, I should have never taken my guard down with this person. I should have never allowed them in. I should have protected. I should have been more protective. And then I took this chance, and now it's leading to like it's leading to like this this sort of destructive. Now everything's falling down. Everything's falling down. Everything's falling apart because I took a chance when I shouldn't have, and somebody has been doing sabotage behind your back. Seven of Swords, Eight of Swords, Six of Swords. Wow. But listen, okay. Use your best discernment. Here, Six of Swords at the bottom. I just said Six of Swords. Six of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Use your discernment here. Like you might need to cut your losses as opposed to like, you know what I mean? Because it's like some of this is going to be salvageable. Some of this is going to be salvageable. Like think about like if you like are like, say you're working on a project and somebody like sabotages the project. So like the big idea is kind of like, well, now that's fucked, right? But like there are probably pieces of it that you can still take with you. There are pieces of it that you can still take with you. You can get out of the chaos of whatever this person has been creating. Here, Libra or Aquarius, possibly a Scorpio here. Aries energy is here as well. You can get out of the chaos of whatever's being created here, and take what works, take what still works, take what's still worth hanging on to. Wow, and then the Devil card is out here again with the Five of Swords. Wow. Take what you can still hold on to, and leave the rest behind. Be like, all right, you got that. Like, you know what? You got that. You can have that. I'm gonna let you have that part, and you do whatever you want with it. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, especially like if this is like a court thing, like if you went to court or you had to like separate assets or something like this with somebody. It's like, I'm not gonna fret over the things that like you want these spilled cups. You want to have that part. I'm gonna focus on what's still worth, what I can still salvage. Right? What still has some potential, some life left in it. Instead of like going back and forth with this person or whatever, this entity, trying to be like, and then the Six of Swords comes out of the deck, trying to be like, hey, let's try to get this back together. It's not coming back together. This thing isn't coming back together. So you need to like decide what you want to take along with you, and then what you're leaving behind, because you don't want to salvage everything. You don't want to salvage everything that you've been growing, that you've been building, right? In order to sort of maintain a connection that's not working. It's not working. It's not working, and it's so I said it's upsetting me and my homegirls or my homeboys. It's upsetting. It's upsetting. It's upsetting to keep trying to make something work when somebody really has ulterior motives. Where the rules of the game are sort of stacked against success here with the Hierophant, the King of Pentacles. The rules of the game are stacked against your success, is what I should say. Someone is more concerned about them winning. And they're not going to budge. There's no compromise here. The Hierophant with the Nine of Cups. There's no compromise. They're not willing to compromise here because they want what they want. They want what they want. They're greedy, stingy. They don't want to invest in whatever. They don't want to invest energy in order to make this work. What else for my fire signs, please? It is Knight of Wands. You gotta move on. You gotta get out of there. You have to take your talents elsewhere. Knight of Wands. Time to take your talents elsewhere. You've been patient enough. You've been thinking that this thing was gonna. You've been trying to work it out. Been patient, trying to work it out, and it's like, no. You know what? Let me dig up my. Let me take take back my investment, then my investment of my time and my energy. Like, you can't get that back, but you can choose not to invest anymore, right? You can choose not to wait any longer for a situation to come back into alignment, and just create a new alignment with something that's working better for you, something that will work better for you. Let's see what this is. Knight of Swords. Yeah, you just have to say it. Like, this isn't working for me. But just be careful how you say it. It's like, be careful how you say it, because again, don't burn down your own house. Don't burn down your own house. Don't burn down your own house. You don't have to lose everything. You don't have to lose everything in order to move forward. This is losing the fight, but being like, well, fuck it, you got that battle, I'm still gonna win the war, right? Losing the fight, but winning the war. And also, like, it feels like somebody's like it's like whatever somebody's trying to offer you here, they're like, oh, like, that's not even the original intention. It wasn't even the original intention. Like, somebody's trying to offer you, like, it's like, you don't, whatever they're offering, it's like you don't want. Like, they could be offering you something that is less than what you ultimately want, and you're like, or what the original plan was, and you're like, wait, that's not what we agreed upon. That is literally not what we agreed upon, and that's not what, like, back in the day when we first came into this agreement, that wasn't what the agreement was. And now you trying to offer me, like, this is somebody who, like, you've been, like, so, like, you could have been, like, courting a person for a while, and they know that you are interested in, like, a committed relationship, and now all of a sudden they're coming at you with, like, friends with benefits situation, and you're like, that's not what we've been working toward. That's not what we've been building. And you're like, that's not what I want. That's not what I want. And if, like, that's what you have to offer, I gotta move on to different options, better options for myself, something that's more aligned, because that's just going to stress me out. That's just going to give me, it's going to be a headache for me to try to do that. Or if it's not like a relationship type situation, this is like a job situation where they're like, they had promised you a certain like benefits package, and all of a sudden that's changing, and you're like, wait, that's not what we agreed upon. That's not what we agreed upon. And instead of, like, you know, getting wild and being like, well, fuck it, the whole deal is off. What can you salvage? Like, what can you take from this situation and move forward into something that's going to be more successful to you? Like, you don't need to. Thank you. You don't need to, like, defame the company, right, and make yourself potentially look like a loose cannon, but you can like, you know, move. Yeah. You can move forward. You can move on and be like, you know what, I deserve more than this, and speak your piece to, like, whoever in the company, and say what you need to say, but you don't need to, like, defame the company publicly, unless it was something, like, completely egregious, right? But it's like, you'll do more harm to yourself, like in your industry, if you, like, start talking like big shit. Like, you're gonna do more harm to yourself than you are good. So, like, be think about what is going to be best for you moving forward, not what's going to feel good in the moment. Again, no permanent decisions on temporary emotions. Okay, let's see. Let's go ahead and get a shaman's dream to wrap it up here for my fire signs. I can hear you saying, but if it's going to feel so good to test them people out. Like, yeah, maybe. It might feel good. It might feel good temporarily, but when you're blacklisted or, like, 86th, is it still going to feel good? Fire signs. Aries, Leo, Sag, please. First breath, beginner's mind. $21, breaking down into a 3. You want to step in, you want to step into a new phase with like having learned the lesson, but also not being bitter, not with like the sort of the negative energy of the past, sort of framing how you move forward. You know what I mean? So it says, when the first breath card shows up for you, it's time to leave the old stories and tales behind. You have arrived. Take a deep breath and another. There's nothing else you need to do but take in the new world that is revealing itself around you. Trust your natural curiosity. There's no need to dwell on how difficult the journey has been or how tight the passage to get to where you are now. Just take it all in and experience the awe and wonder of your arrival at this destination. Even if it is a familiar place you have come to many times before, try to experience it as if for the first time, for you are renewed and the old you is no longer your concern. Practice the beginner's mind, not labeling or naming what you see and experience. That situation that was so difficult only a few days ago, just be with it and breathe. You have already gone beyond it and have overcome and resolved it, even if no one realizes this yet. Soon enough they will as you move on. Do not squander the power of your first breath giving the old narrative mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. Use it for new beginnings, to animate a world that you can play and create in. Do not underestimate the power of your breath and the magic of the word. Yes, don't underestimate, you can use your words to create a new experience, or you can use your words to be destructive. And I feel like if you choose the route of trying to destroy the thing that didn't work out in your favor, possibly because somebody was sabotaging you or being deceptive or something like that, if you focus your energy on trying to destroy that entity, it's actually going to wind up burning you in the process. So use that energy to create, to build, to manifest the new, right? In this energy of love, of divine love. But yeah, it's definitely time to let that situation go. It's not, you're not going to be able to rectify it in its totality, but you can take some pieces of it, the pieces that will still serve you in the future. Okay. All right, fire signs, I really hope that those messages resonated with you. And please remember to share, subscribe, drop me a comment if you're so inclined. I'd love to hear from you. And know that I'm sending you so much love, so much peace, so many blessings. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.